just want to close this one out. So we got it running. It happened to be the computer. Here's our old computer, and got a new one from sf1inc.com. Have no affiliation with them, but so I put the computer on and started it up, and it was pre-programmed, so they say. And so I got it, put it on there, and the car started. Then I got a message that said disabled start mode. I said, what does that mean? Well, next time I tried to start, it wouldn't start because the key wasn't recognized. Apparently, it has a like an anti-theft device where you have to program the key to the ECM. So I called them back up and said, hey, I got this code that says disable start mode, now it won't start. And it says, oh, well, this is how you get around that. So what you have to do is program the ECM to the key. And how you do that is, they sent me instructions, it was pretty good. But you turn the key on without starting the engine, so the ignition is powered. And you wait 10 minutes for the safety lock switch or light to go out. Then you turn the key off for 5 seconds, turn it back on for 10 minutes. And again, then when the engine lock light goes out, turn it off and then back on for another 10 minutes. Do that 3 times and then start the engine. And then that's how the ECM learns the key, because there's a chip in the key, so you can't hotwire this thing and take it away because it won't start. And then there's 2 keys, so I programmed both of them. The problem I got in with that is I had it in the garage here first. When I turned on the ignition, the lights turned on because there's a light sensor in the dashboard that senses ambient light. And so I turned the lights on, ran the battery down, so I only got through 2 cycles. So that didn't work. So I took it outside on a sunny day. The lights didn't turn on, and I put a battery charger on it at the same time. So it had no problem at all making it through the 3 10-minute cycles, or about 30 minutes of having the ignition on without the engine started. So the thing runs. Not only that, but it's reprogrammed with the most current software. And again, I had to pay $350 to get this from sf1inc.com, and just like anybody else, I'm just telling you what happened. And so I got this back, and they reprogrammed it, and the car runs better. It truly does. I think before the timing was a little advanced. It run fine going down the highway, but idling, it was always rough, and it had a hard time idling. Now it's smooth as silk. It really runs a lot better, and I think it's actually getting a little bit better gas mileage too. I haven't proved that yet, but it certainly seems to be doing well. And I was on the computer, it said it was getting over 20 miles per gallon, which hardly ever happened before. So I'm very satisfied with the result of the new ECM. Don't start with the new ECM. That is the most expensive thing to fix in this regard. And just as a reminder, what I did have was a code 0204, I believe, or 0240, I forget which one, but it was a fuel injector problem on the number 4 cylinder, which is on the driver's side, the cylinder in the middle. And how I troubleshooted it, I took the fuel injectors and switched them around, because I just put new fuel injectors on this last year, so I was pretty sure it wasn't that. I switched them around, and I got the code again on the same cylinder, so I know it wasn't the fuel injector. Then I took this apart and I checked the connections here at the ECM. There's another connector here just on the passenger side of the air manifold, and I looked at all the wiring. Everything looked good. Pulled apart the connectors, make sure there's no corrosion in it, and it was good. I took my ohm meter and went through and measured the resistance, and it was none through the wires, and measured also the resistance across the fuel injector to make sure it was the same as the other ones, and it was. And the last thing I did is I turned the ignition on and pulled this bottom plug off the ECM, and I found the connector, or the terminal for that fuel injectant circuit. And the way this thing works is it sends power from the control box out to the fuel injector, and then it switches the ground at the ECM. So, and I measured the power across all of the same bank on the right side, and they were all the same coming across the fuel injectors right after I had that code. So I was pretty sure that the power coming off The engine to the fuel injector was good, and the circuitry all the way back to the ECM was good. So I just about beat that one like a dead horse, because I wanted to make sure it was screwed up before I went and spent $350 on a new ECM. Having got the new ECM, totally satisfied. FS1 is a flagship something, I don't know. But FS1 Inc.com is where I got the thing from, and kudos to them. Did a good job. And it comes with a warranty too, by the way. It's going to sound like I work for them. I don't. But anyways, this looks like a used, the one that I put on there looked like it was cleaned up, but it looks like a used one. They probably got off another SRX somewhere, which is fine. And their deal is if it breaks, then they'll give you another one. So that's good. Just got to make sure you don't tamper with it, or there's conditions, of course. But that sounds like a pretty decent deal. So anyways, problem fixed. The code is resolved, and it's good. Anyways, just want to close this one out, and thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.